All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with another video. All right, y'all, so this is a video I wanted to do a few days ago. I just been kind of busy, but I was reading through Marina Rodriguez's Instagram, and one of her latest posts was that she was ready to take that leap again, make for the big challenge. She just recently re-signed a new contract with the UFC, and she's ready to take one of the big fights. She says she wants to get back into that top five or top three spot. She knows that this is like one of her last chances to try to get there, and she's ready to go. And I just kind of wanted to give my thoughts on, the next step for Marina Rodriguez and where I see her going at this point as a fighter. Because as y'all know, I'm a big fan of Marina Rodriguez. I like her style as a fighter, but I'm also a fan of the fight game. And I've always been honest about some of the things that I always thought she needed to improve on to get to that title shot realm. Because one thing I'll say about Marina, she'll fight everybody. She'll fight the best fighters. She's pretty much fought everybody in the top 15, minus the champ and a couple of other fighters, right? Like Rose when she was at 115. But other than that, like Marina's always been matched up against some of these other fighters. And, she's always been able to prevail. But in order to separate herself from these other girls and not just get by with, close wins, I've always thought that she needed to add a few more dimensions, just needed to see a few more things like takedown defense and some better offensive grappling, which I'll talk about here in a minute. But real quick, let me go ahead and read through her IG here, and I'll just kind of give y'all my thoughts on where I think she's going from here. Marina said, "Time to call the challenge. We don't care what they say. We want that challenge. I'm going to get my position back in the UFC rankings. Top 3 strawweight. I'm coming. I've never chosen an opponent, but today I find myself in a position where I don't have any more time to lose. I have a few shots to take within my new contract with the UFC, and I want to make the right shots that will give me the opportunity to reach the UFC belt. So let's go. February or March, I'll be ready for some pretty violent no-gi." All right. So with that last line, that's kind of letting you know that she is preparing herself. I hope she's preparing herself for what's to come in this top 4, top 5, because the position that Marina's in right now, she knows that, yeah, she has to get better where she needs to, add more dimensions if she wants to get that title shot, right? If she wants to put herself into that position. But yeah, my thoughts on this, I agree with Marina, man. Like, after she beat Michelle Waterson a few weeks ago, by second round stoppage in that rematch, pretty brutal, right? I definitely felt like it gave her that newfound confidence, but I hope it didn't give her too much confidence because, Michelle Waterson, compared to some of these other girls at the top or even some of these grapplers, I don't think she was really going to pose too big of a threat. But Michelle Waterson did show one little dimension that needs to be worked on, and that's that takedown defense, because she did get a takedown on Marina Rodriguez in the first round, and it was kind of looking like it was going to be competitive until Marina turned it up, right? But as, the girls get tougher, which she knows, Marina won't be able to just turn it on like that and run through every single girl with, pressure and knees like that, right? Some of these other girls, they're going to be able to drop a level and keep you down, right? Especially with one of the names that she's called out, right? Because like she said, she's never really called out fighters before. She's always just fought the best fighters. But she knows there's a particular fighter that's out there right now that's also gunning for that belt. And she knows if she gets that fight and she can beat that fighter, which is a big task. That's a tough task. That's a big task for her. She knows if she can beat that fighter, it'll definitely put her in that position for the title shot. We all know who that is, right? She straight up called out Tatiana Suarez. She said she was ready for that. Now, a little while back, I said, okay, for Marina Rodriguez, okay, if she has a new contract, I think the thing that she needs to do is, okay, number one, if she's going to fight Michelle to get back in the mix in a rematch, go ahead and get that confidence builder out the way. But I thought that fighting Lupi Godinez would have been a good fight for her. Also, I know it's another fight down, but it would still be a test for her as far as working on her takedown defense and just her overall control as far as throwing more jabs and working on her volume, working on her work rate, right? I think, yeah, it would be a high risk, but I think the reward would be solid because she'd be fighting a physically strong wrestler that's going to come after, And in the end, I think she'd be able to beat somebody like Lupi, but it would still give her that test if she got taken down in that fight or work on her takedown defense in that type of fight, right? But she doesn't want that type of fight. She says she wants to fight that's going to put her closer to the belt. But that's a big gamble. The fights like Tatiana will put you closer to that belt if you can win. But, with the way Tatiana Suarez is looking right now, yeah, you got to be on your game. You got to be on your game. I mean, Tatiana, of course, she just made her first return to 115 against Jessica Andrade, and we all knew she would win that fight. But still, like, Tatiana Suarez has always been a different beast. She's always had that taste for the belt. Even whenever she started showing a couple of like injuries in the Nina Ansaroff fight, she always fought with this type of intensity and urgency where you just can't stop her. And for somebody like Marina Rodriguez, I think that moving forward into a fight like that she's calling out, she's going to have to make sure that she's turned on. And I might do like another video one day where I'm talking about Marina and what she needs. But I think I've already said that before, like what Marina Rodriguez really needs as far as being able to beat somebody like Tatiana is that nightmare matchup style, which I've always said was Joanna. Like, you've got to come as close as to Joanna's style as you can to be able to neutralize or beat a fighter like Tatiana Suarez. Because way back, I've always said that Tatiana could beat everybody in the division at 115, everybody except Joanna. And styles make fights, like I can see her physically handling Wei Lee back in the day, and even like back in like 2018, 2019, even of course Rose, I see her handling all of those fighters. But when it comes to like Joanna, Joanna doesn't have to worry about the striking of Tatiana. All she has to do is pump out a jab. Her physical strength is, off the charts. Her balance is solid. Her sprawl technique is great, off of the cage. I think Tatiana would get her down a few times, but Joanna would pop right back up. And then she would be firing off those piston jabs and kicks to Tatiana Suarez. So Marina has to kind of get into that realm, Like, I believe she would have the power to hurt Tatiana, but looking for the one big shot's just not gonna do it. I think she has to switch gears and be that type of fighter that's going to be letting the hands go more in that type of fight, and standing her ground more and takedown defense. It can't be accepting takedowns and then defending submissions and defensive grappling all the time, because, yeah, you'll defend the grappling. You'll defend being submitted like she did against Mackenzie Dern in one round. But when it comes down to it, you're still going to lose the round, right? You can survive the beating in the round. You can survive and neutralize Tatiana from submitting you or turning you into a pretzel. But when it comes down to it, you'll still fall behind. You'll still lose the round, right? So hopefully Marina Rodriguez with this call out, she's got the right wrestling team, right wrestling coach this time around, and even the right boxing coach, because I want to see Marina pop that jab off more. I really want to see her pop that jab off more, because she got the finish against Michelle Waterson, right? Which it came in brutal fashion with some hard knees. But I think the way she was throwing that right hand in there, it would have came sooner if she started popping that jab down the middle. And then after that, boom, comes the right hand, and that's what you're going to need against the Tatiana Suarez. So for me, I think Marina, I understand where she's at right now, her position. The older you get, it's like, hey, we got to get it, because the body starts to go in decline. And the UFC, they're not going to wait around for you. They're not going to let you build yourself up. So I respect that, she is kind of looking from the outside right now at the cage and, looking at the opportunities with this contract. And she said, okay, I got to make the right moves right now to get there. And right at this point, it's looking like Tatiana is that one fighter. I fought everybody else. Can't get no rematch with Verna right now, or even Amanda Lemos, because maybe Amanda Lemos is going to be matched up with Yan Zhana, who knows, right? Can't get a rematch with Carla right now because she's out the mix. She's having a baby. Rose, she's at 125. So none of those fights would be good to get me there, and they would be winnable for her, I think. Well, especially Carla, I think, because the first time her and Carla fought, that was a close fight. But I think that if they had fought again, Marina would be able to have a better chance at getting closer to the title with that one. But hey, she knows that the only fight she can get is Tatiana Suarez. So think about that, man. You got to give her respect. She's not looking for the path of least resistance. She's looking for that tough path now. And she knows that with this big gamble, I got to get this type of fighter like Tatiana into the cage, because once I get that, then there's no argument. Me and Wei Lee are next at that point, right? So, yeah, I respect what she's saying. But, yeah, in order to do that, there's just got to be a lot of changes there. Like she said, she can be ready with some pretty violent no-gi. I hope that, You know, they are working on that takedown defense, and that jiu-jitsu is coming into play now for sure for her, you know, because, again, you know, that's something that she's really going to need against Tatiana Suarez. And not even that, though, man. It's just overall boxing. I think sharper jabs, more jabs is going to be a big key if she gets that fight. So, yeah, she's targeting February or March, man. So with this type of call out, I think we might be seeing that fight being made, because let's say if they give Yan Xiaonan a fight in December against somebody, let's say if they give her a fight against somebody, well, there really is nobody. Or let's say they make Yan Xiaonan wait for Wei Li, then Tatiana and Marina might be fighting. You know, they might be fighting at like February or March, you know. But don't be surprised if they do Yan Xiaonan versus Tatiana either. Don't be surprised if they do that type of fight. Even though I think Yan is ready. Because in my honest opinion, I would rather see Tatiana and Marina fight more so than Yan and Tatiana, because I already think Yan Xiaonan is earned her title shot. All right. I think she's already earned her title shot. You know, she got her 2 victories in a row. She knocked out Jessica Andrade first, and she put herself in this number 3 position, right? You know, so I already think she's good to go. Whereas Tatiana, she made her return against Andrade. I wanted to see her fight Dern, but I want to see her fight one more fight to, you know, just really get sharp against another hungry fighter. And I think Marina's that fighter. You know, I think Marina's going to be that one for her to just kind of get her more so back in the mix, you know. So I think that would be fair. But, yeah, guys, what do y'all think in the comment section? Yeah, I just wanted to show y'all an update with Marina Rodriguez. Do I think she has a chance to get into the top 3? For sure. For sure, I do. But it's going to take all them different things, like I said, that, you know, she needs to work on. Will she get that fight with Tatiana, and can she win? Again, anything can happen in MMA. But in order to do it, it all comes back to those things that she has to do. All of those improvements have to be made to do it. And she knows she's on crunch time right now. She knows that she's on crunch time, guys. So, hey, I hope she can do it. Shout out to Marina. Let's see if she can get this fight with Tatiana. But how do y'all see it going? Do you think she earned that fight? Or do you think she deserves to fight some other fights? Do you think Tatiana need to fight Yan Xiaonan next? What do y'all think, guys? Talk to me. Make sure y'all subscribe. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Peace.